Picked by the Redskins. He has tied the game. Alvin Garrett. Now Jeff Hayes to kick off. Fulton Walker, the deep man for Miami. He had a 42-yard kickoff return the last time. From the 2. 20.
He's in the open again. 30. 40. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 98 yards. Fulton Walker. Ability to come down and cover kicks, but number 41 Fulton Walker shows them his heels as he simply breaks outside, gets excellent blocking. A block there on Wilbur Jackson. Hayes, the man who had the last shot at him, just threw his body down, and Fulton Walker carries it into the end zone.
That breaks the old mark of Rick Upchurch. The injured player was Clarence Harmon. He's okay. Here you see it again. He started left and then got a block and broke it right up the middle. There's the key block. Was thrown by 61, the All-American from University of Southern California, Roy Foster. And Walker, no one laid a hand on him.
And here's another chance to see it coming right at you from the end zone. There was the big block on the outside. Just a devastating block on Cronin. Pretty job. Walker carrying it in for points.
And Larry Anderson holds the all-time kickoff return yardage. The Pittsburgh Steelers on this field.
A long time since we've had an opportunity to have a Super Bowl game that was this tight this late in the game. Look out!
Stanford Jennings is going to go all the way unless Sidney can catch him. He can't. Touchdown, Cincinnati! Oh my! Jennings, 93 yards.
Jennings getting more responsibility because of the suspension of Stanley Wilson and taking advantage of his opportunity here. Boy, he is high-stepping. He looks like Roger Craig going down that field. These are the kinds of plays that switch emotion around in a game. I'll tell you that there's nothing bigger or nothing more devastating on the other side than that kind of special teams play.
Team in the way he works, the way he approaches practice, he, I think, as much as anybody, if not more than anybody, personifies the San Francisco 49ers.
Here's Andre Coleman taking off. He gets by the kicker Bryan. He's being chased by Troy Cook, and Andre Coleman, traced now by Drakeford, scores a touchdown. 98 yards for Coleman.
Well, we knew they had special team explosiveness demonstrated there by these two teams played. Doug Bryan made a sliding whiplash kick tackle. He's confronted right here.
But forget it.
Went the conventional way and didn't get it done.
Coleman returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns this season. That ties a Super Bowl record. Fulton Walker of Miami against Washington in 1983-98.
Conditioning vents, and I think what happens is there's no air conditioning coming in here now, and all this smoke is still in here, and I think it's starting to get warmer on the field, and the players are starting to feel it.
Starting to get warmer up here.
It sure is.
Vinatieri. Kick goes to Desmond Howard at the 1. Desmond Howard is off. You better turn it on or he's gone. Desmond Howard all the way into the Patriot end zone. As soon as they get back in it, Green Bay takes it away. 99 yards.
One more part of that celebration that he forgot, but watch this kick return. First of all, you get into your wedge. That's that 4 group. And then you follow your next blocker, and then when you break out there and you're Desmond Howard, you just run to the end zone.
Adam Vinatieri is not going to catch you.
No, but the first thing you have to do is get it straight up into the wedge. The wedge of those 4 guys that are about 20 yards away from you. And that's exactly what Desmond
Good assist from Nail in the center.
Well, that whole group of five really works well together.
Here comes Tim Dwight again. And he's got some room to go. And they're not going to catch him. Tim Dwight gone. Backs it in, and Atlanta finally scores a touchdown. 94 yards by Tim Dwight. He came close 2 or 3 other times. 31-12.
That was the life that they needed.
They needed it quickly, and they got it quickly.
And that's the speed. And again, you watch the wedge here. They're holding hands. Now Tim Dwight has to get right into that wedge. See, he starts up to that, then he finds his wedge, then he breaks away from it, makes a great move right there. And at this point, when he gets by Jason Elam, it is just speed.
Yep.
In fact, Tim Dwight is a track man. He's going back to Iowa. I mean, he's playing pro football now. He's going to go back to Iowa in his senior year next year and run track.
Is running off the field. And we'll check that status as Ron Dixon prepares for the kickoff from the 30-yard line and Matt Stover. And here goes the boot, and Dixon will take it at the 3-yard line. Corey Harris can't get him. Cornell Brown can't get him. Here comes the punter and the kicker, and there he goes. He'll take it all the way for a touchdown, the second in the postseason, 97 yards.
Wow.
That'll change things in a hurry.
I tell you what, they needed that because their offense has done absolutely nothing in this football game.
But we may have pulled a hamstring, too, on the run.
Hey, you know what? He got his 7 points. He made his contribution. If he can't step on the field the rest of the game, good for Ron Dixon because he might have just saved this football team from being blown out. Boy, I tell you, he hit that seam, and there was nobody that was going to get him. We'll see if he pulls up a little bit here at the end. There he goes. He's starting to favor it. He did it right at the end of that run. Now studies routes, and he relies on his instincts. That is followed up by Ron Dixon. Look at the seam created right there by the special teams unit. Ryan Phillips with a key block down the field, and then Matt Stover. He's not going to get Ron Dixon in that situation.
Landreth. And the Del Riso kickoff after that 97-yard kickoff return. Picked up by Jermaine Lewis. He gets a block from Harris.
We might have another one.
Gash, and they knock out McDaniel, and there's Thomas, and he can't stop him, and he'll go the other way. Can you believe it? 84-yard touchdown kickoff return. And you have just seen Super Bowl history. Never before in the previous 34 games have they seen back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdown.
I tell you what, every time it looks like the Giants are going to have a little bit of momentum, the Baltimore Ravens just come right back and steal it from them. Jermaine Lewis catches a seam to the outside, and all the coverage team gets caught on the inside. He got a couple chances right there with a
Dangerous, who went to college here at Miami. He led the NFC in both kickoff returns and punt returns. And the Colts have had a hard time all season covering kicks. It's Hester trying to work it back to the middle. Gets past the first wave, and here he goes. It's Hester inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And no flag, 92 yards.
With the Colts on Thursday, directional kick outside the numbers. They've got him, but what happens when you're so worried about Devin Hester? You don't attack. In most kickoff teams, they attack, so they're catching, and when you're catching the blocks, all of a sudden you cannot react. And Devin Hester finally goes, look, there's a big opening. He takes it, and he just outruns everybody.
Even watching himself on the Jumbotron as he trots in. He finally found contact from Giordano, but not until the goal line. And Rex Grossman, you are spotted a 7-point lead.
You know, Jim.
Barty actually, who brought John Harbaugh
out of Indiana University to the Eagles, and later on it was Lombardi bringing him out to the Raiders. Jim Harbaugh, that is. And this could be a run back from 9 deep for Jacoby Jones. And look at him go. Jones is past the 50, and he is flying inside the 20, and a kickoff return, 109 yards and a touchdown, an all-time record. There have been 108-yard returns in league history, never 109, and what a way to bolt right out of the locker room to start the second half.
You know, Jim, both you and I could not believe he was bringing it out of the end zone that deep. It was a line drive kick. I think that's what he did. He gauged it that it was that way. That got himself in good position going forward as the football was caught. And you could, the open lane up inside. Couldn't tell who got out of the lane going down there, but we've heard many times, John Harbaugh told us in a meeting, the return man's job is to read the kick.
30 minutes of this game. So we'll see how the Seahawks start this second half as Prater will kick it away, and Percy Harvin is back. He had one kick return for 58 yards in his one regular season game against his former team, the Vikings, and they just pop it up. Good kick by Prater on a hop. It's Harvin, but now he takes off, and Percy Harvin gets free. Percy Harvin inside the 30. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seattle. About that, Joe, they pop it up because they don't want Percy Harvin to return this ball, and it's just terrible play by the special teams of the Denver Broncos in coverage. They had a number of guys with an opportunity to make a play on Percy Harvin before he got going, and once he did, there's nobody on this field. 21 other guys, nobody can run like Percy Harvin. Hip surgery in August. He missed the championship game with a concussion. He's played. You know, you try to keep it away from him. He gets it. And like I say, I mean, you see the lane that he has. But there's three guys right there with a chance to make a play. Can't hold that. Certainly against the kicker not making a play. But you go in there, you've got